The essence of Stoicism lies in the ability to control one's own mind and not allow external circumstances to dominate it. This is the key to true freedom and happiness. By learning to discern what is within our control and what is not, we can cultivate an unshakable inner tranquility, even amidst life's storms. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the key to happiness and personal fulfillment resides in controlling our own minds. It's not external events that determine our well-being, but rather how we choose to interpret and react to them. This is a fundamental lesson that empowers us to face life's challenges with serenity and determination. In this video, we will explore how Stoic philosophy can teach us to master our thoughts and emotions, transforming how we handle daily adversities. Through a journey of self-discovery and mental discipline, we will guide you towards a life of greater purpose, resilience, and contentment. The Stoics teach us that there are three fundamental areas in which we should focus our efforts to exert control over our minds, judgment, emotions, and actions. The first step is to learn to make fair and impartial judgments about the events that happen to us. The Stoics believe that it's not the events themselves that cause us suffering, but rather how we interpret them. Therefore, it is essential to cultivate the ability to evaluate situations objectively, without being swayed by prejudices or hasty assumptions. Next, we must work on mastering our emotions. The Stoics did not advocate for the total suppression of emotions, but rather the development of the ability to manage them in a healthy way. Through the practice of self-reflection and moderation, we can learn to prevent our emotions from controlling us and leading to impulsive reactions. Finally, the third pillar of Stoic mental control is the discipline of our actions. The Stoics believe that once we have control over our judgments and emotions, we can then act consciously and in alignment with our values. This capacity for self-control allows us to make wise decisions and persist in our goals, even in the face of challenges. Let's now explore how we can put these Stoic principles into practice in our daily lives. Let's start with the first pillar, judgment. Imagine a situation where you receive unpleasant news, such as losing a job. A non-Stoic individual would likely react with panic, anxiety, and a catastrophic view of the future. The Stoic, however, would seek to analyze the situation objectively. They would ask themselves, what can I really control in this situation? What are the concrete facts, without hasty judgments? This more rational and detached perspective allows them to face the challenge with calmness and clarity, focusing their efforts on finding constructive solutions. Now, let's address the mastery of emotions. Imagine you are facing a stressful situation at work, with tight deadlines and difficult colleagues. A non-Stoic individual would likely be overwhelmed by irritation and frustration, harming their performance and interactions. The Stoic, recognizing that emotions are transient and unavoidable, would seek to accept and manage these feelings in a balanced way. They might, for example, practice deep breathing techniques to calm the mind or temporarily withdraw to reflect on the best way to handle the situation. Finally, let's look at an example related to the discipline of actions. Imagine you are trying to adopt a healthier lifestyle with a balanced diet and regular exercise. A non-Stoic individual would likely become quickly frustrated by challenges and temptations, abandoning their goals. The Stoic, understanding the importance of perseverance and moderation, would set realistic goals and strive daily to meet them, even when motivation wanes. They would know that discipline is a skill that can be cultivated and that the reward of a healthier and more balanced life is worth the effort. Let's delve further into the application of the first Stoic pillar, judgment. This skill is fundamental to exercising control over our minds, as it allows us to interpret events in a fair and objective manner. Consider the following situation: you are driving to work, and suddenly another driver cuts you off recklessly. A non-Stoic individual would likely react with anger, cursing the other driver and possibly taking rash and dangerous actions. The Stoic, however, would seek to analyze the situation more broadly. They might ask themselves, what can I really control here? I can't control the actions of the other driver, but I can control my own reaction. Instead of being carried away by anger, the Stoic would choose to remain calm and serene. They might even feel empathy for the other driver's situation, imagining that perhaps they were in a hurry or distracted for some reason. Another example, imagine you receive negative feedback on a project you worked hard on. A non-Stoic individual would likely feel offended and react defensively. The Stoic, on the other hand, would seek to analyze the criticism objectively. They would ask themselves, is there any merit in this criticism? What can I learn from it to improve my work in the future? In this way, the Stoic could turn a potentially negative situation into an opportunity for growth and improvement. By cultivating this Stoic judgment, we learn not to be dominated by impulsive reactions and to see situations with greater clarity and discernment. This empowers us to make wiser decisions and to handle life's challenges in a more resilient and constructive manner. Now that we have explored the first pillar of Stoic mental control, judgment, let's delve into the second pillar, the mastery of emotions. The Stoics recognize that emotions are part of the human condition and that it is neither possible nor desirable to suppress them completely. However, they believe that we can and should learn to manage them in a healthy and balanced way. Consider the following situation: you receive unexpected news that causes you great anxiety. A non-Stoic individual would likely be overwhelmed by this emotion, allowing it to consume them and impair their ability to think and act clearly. The Stoic, recognizing the transient nature of emotions, would seek to accept it without judgment. They might ask themselves, what can I really control in this situation? I can't control the fact that I'm anxious, but I can control how I deal with this emotion. Then, they might resort to deep breathing techniques, meditation, or even a brief pause to calm down and regain emotional balance. Another example, imagine you are facing a conflict with a colleague at work. A non-Stoic individual would likely react with anger and frustration, which could further harm the relationship. The Stoic, understanding that negative emotions are not always productive, would seek a more thoughtful approach. They might ask themselves, how can I handle this situation constructively without being carried away by emotion? They might choose to have a calm and empathetic conversation with the colleague, seeking to understand their point of view and find a mutually beneficial solution. By cultivating the mastery of emotions, the Stoics teach us not to be slaves to our feelings but to become their masters. This allows us to react more wisely and balancedly to adversities, strengthening our ability to face life's challenges. We now arrive at the third and final pillar of Stoic mental control, the discipline of actions. After learning to make fair judgments and manage our emotions in a balanced way, the next step is to translate these principles into concrete actions. The Stoics believe that once we have control over our thoughts and feelings, we can then act consciously and in alignment with our values. This capacity for self-control allows us to persist in our goals, even in the face of challenges and temptations. Consider the following situation: you are trying to adopt a healthier lifestyle with a balanced diet and regular exercise. A non-Stoic individual would likely become quickly frustrated by the first obstacles and temptations, abandoning their goals. The Stoic, understanding the importance of perseverance and moderation, would set realistic goals and strive daily to meet them. They might ask themselves, what can I do today, consistently and disciplined, to get closer to my goal? They might choose to prepare healthy meals in advance or set a fixed time for exercise. This determination and self-control, cultivated daily, would gradually lead them to achieve their goals. Another example, imagine you are facing a professional challenge, such as the need to present an important project. A non-Stoic individual would likely be overwhelmed by anxiety and insecurity, impairing their performance. The Stoic, however, would apply their discipline to prepare meticulously. They might ask themselves, what can I do to feel confident and well prepared for this presentation? They might dedicate hours of study, rehearse extensively, and ensure they fully understand the content. This disciplined action, aligned with their values, would give them the calm and determination needed to face the challenge successfully. By cultivating the discipline of our actions, we become capable of turning our goals into reality, overcoming obstacles and temptations with the strength of a controlled mind and an unyielding will. This is the essence of Stoic mental control, the ability to act according to our reason and principles, even in the face of life's adversities. We have reached the end of this journey of self-discovery and personal growth guided by the principles of Stoicism. Throughout this video, we have explored the three fundamental pillars of Stoic mental control: judgment, mastery of emotions, and discipline of actions. We have seen how cultivating these skills empowers us to face life's challenges with serenity, discernment, and unwavering determination. We have learned not to be dominated by impulsive reactions, to manage our emotions in a balanced way, and to translate our values into concrete actions. This inner transformation, based on reason and virtue, is the key to achieving true happiness and personal fulfillment. For, as the Stoics teach us, it is not external events that determine our well-being, but rather how we choose to interpret and react to them. Therefore, my friend, may this video have planted a seed in your heart, awaiting the right moment to bloom into a life increasingly full, resilient, and virtuous. For by mastering our minds, we gain control over our destiny, becoming the architects of our own journey. May the Stoic principles presented here be your guide, leading you towards a more serene, wise, and courageous existence. May you become a master of yourself, capable of turning adversities into opportunities for growth and inspiring those around you. This is the promise of Stoicism: liberation through discipline, happiness through self-knowledge. May this narrative have been a significant contribution to your journey towards a more virtuous and fulfilled life.